us about the KK presence in this town, or KKK presence in this town. It's pretty significant, worth mentioning. Matter of fact, it's worth more than mentioning. You got church folk telling you that there's a heavy KKK presence in this town, and admitting that there's AA meetings that are actually Klan meetings that are taking place in churches. It's actually a red church. I took a picture of it earlier today. Yeah, it starts with an A, but can't remember the name of it. It's actually on one of the lists for where to get resources. I believe it might be alcohol rehab related. I don't know. That could be the Klan meeting. One of the ladies who works over at the Seventh-day Adventist got her recorded today on 2 separate occasions. We spoke about the KKK. She said this is one of the last bastions of the KKK in Oregon. Real heavy presence. So we also got Otter having a connection issue. Anyway, the presence here with the KKK, you know how I feel about them fellers. I'm too Jewish. Well, the KKK tells me to go to the Jewish. Fuck it. Just can't win, can I? I was just born with the wrong color of skin, wrong color of eyes, wrong ancestry, apparently. Little do they know, my first 100 years of ancestors in this country were property of somebody else. Just most of the ones since then have been white folks. So, of course, we got Dallas recorded on this channel and a couple of his friends, and we got Otter and his wife recorded on this channel talking about it. We've got them even talking about the presence within the police department. Some of the people recorded may or may not be a part of the KKK. So, yeah, that's pretty significant there as well. There's a lot of recordings that I have that are not online, like I said. The recording today, obviously, I've got the recording with that lady. It was on my clandestine recording device, and earlier today over at the Starbucks in Fred Meyer, I downloaded it. Got it all hooked up so that it's at least on my computer, and I made sure to tag it with some extra words there so I knew exactly where it was at. Who else did we have? Oh yeah, the lady at Fred Meyer's, what was it, yesterday or the day before yesterday? She's recorded on my channel as well. I think there's about 8 people altogether confirming the heavy KKK presence here. And some of those people are actually, well, they're not community leaders in the way of being city council members, but they're community members who are active within their community. They're aware of what's going on around them. Some of them have experience being homeless, and some of them hold pretty high positions within their respective churches. Getting confirmation of that and having it recorded is pretty significant. Chappell, Nebraska. If you look up the words Chappell, Chappell, Nebraska, KKK, what you will find is an article from the Omaha World Herald. Omaha is the capital of Nebraska. Chappell, Nebraska is was significant enough to print that Nebraska's largest collection was found in the attic of the county prosecutor's office. By the way, his name was Joel J., and he is one of the asswipes I went to about the situation with Scott DaCosta. Mandy Singer went through it all with me. We went through all of the steps that I'm supposed to take. We went through and at least pulled up enough evidence to show that, yes, I did go to all those places and all those people. I went through all the steps. I was ignored by every one of the steps because each one of those people that I had to go to, sorry about that. Anyway, you got the Dual County Sheriff's Department in the courthouse. You got Joan Hanson in the courthouse. You got a lot of people working in the courthouse there. A lot of people who are either my predators or friends with my predators that I had to go to for help. All these people work together, and I got to go to these people who are not going to mandatedly report what it is that they're mandated to report. They're supposed to do so even if they like their coworker. They're supposed to do something. Where the law is the most screwed up as far as this goes is they don't give a fuck about your safety. They give a fuck about getting money. If the person is a predator and they fuck up, hell yes, more money for them. You don't get shit. They have no reason to try to catch the right person. They have no reason to go after the right person. Going after the person with no money actually makes them more money, and it allows them to siphon money off the American taxpayers. Well, we are having too many internet issues at this location. Obviously. My first day in Chappell, Nebraska, I went to Pumpkin Pantry. There were two men there who told me that they were with the KKK. Imagine my surprise when I went to the Chappell Assembly of God, and lo and behold, who's there as ushers but the two men who told me they were in the KKK. Lovely. By the way, this was the church where I met Alice Richmond and Nicole Knudsen and Brittany Richmond and Mark Richmond and Todd Rust and Zach Richmond and actually Jeff Baldridge I met at church. His wife, or not his wife, his mom anyway.
What difference we did, you do it. You're still doing it. Why? Of course, it's what really. I was like the last fucking week ready.
Anyway. I suppose Monday I'll be able to get something going. I got my car insurance paid. Good. It's a good start. Some of these folks who agreed to help me, some of these folks who are witnesses, they might be with some, well, folks who think differently. Now, whether or not they're with the KKK, I haven't asked. If they are, it would make sense why they didn't show up, but that wouldn't be all of them. Obviously, I can confirm that at least two of them do have colds. They do sound different than they did in the other recordings, and there's a reason for that. They had colds. So, as y'all know, a lot of the places that I told on later on, those cases were busted wide open. One of those cases is a situation with Waylon Lolatai. Another of those was the situation with Clearview. Y'all just got a bad habit of not listening. But that doesn't mean that I'm not gonna fucking speak. there's a situation brewing that's not my business. So I'm trying to maintain the not my business distance. Is it still DV if it's out on the streets? Well, I guess I'm not going to have the greatest internet connection, but I can sit and keep an eye for my car. They're getting louder. The thing that sucks is that I don't want to wait until it gets violent to have to do something. In a DV situation, you got to. I got Minta here on the street seeing this stuff or recording it. I wouldn't know shit about the world I live in, just like you guys. When you got arguments out here, you don't get to keep them private. My video resolution is too shitty to really identify anybody. Nothing says I love you like two people antagonizing the living shit out of each other. That's much of the lesson of altercations. People just take pop shots at each other when they should walk away. Of course, then when somebody walks away, you get angry and you take even bigger pop shots at them. Scream louder.
God, did you be with that motherfucker? I'll do everything. Try me. Try me, motherfucker.
Yeah, one of them situations I should mind my business on. They're both human beings, but damn. Just so you know, I mean, son of a bitch. I can be nice and docile. That's the way I prefer to be. I'm only violent when it's necessary. Violence is rarely the answer. But when it is the answer, it is the only answer. So if you remove violence as an answer, you will find actual solutions. I believe that feller's walked off sufficiently far enough away that I can close my door when it started to escalate to the point that I felt anything more might need to be recorded. Well, he wasn't kicking her, he was kicking the stuff right next to her, trying to get a startle or fear reaction. A lot of times people try to get a startle or fear reaction out of me and they end up getting a roar. Most of the time I'm a meek little mouse though. I try hard to just take it when people gotta get it in their head that putting their nasty fucking cock beater. Oh, we're back. There's people that realize that nasty cock beaters on me isn't working. Like off Burke, for example. He was supposed to have called me before Natalie was killed. He was supposed to have been part of investigating. Well, he didn't do his fucking job. He lost his fucking job. So they hired him in Longmont. He was one of the officers that was there with Amanda Jonas. The officers who decided that pretending that I was schizophrenic to the hospital was acceptable. And then when I tried to turn it in, who did they assign to the case? Amanda Jonas. Repeatedly, over and over and over, they assigned literally the officers I was turning in to investigate themselves. Nationwide. Officer Jonas in Longmont, Colorado. That's fucked up, isn't it? How about the officer who who assaulted me in Boulder County Jail? George talks about that, don't he? Absolutely, on this channel. I've been fighting for equal rights for years. That means equal rights. It doesn't mean that women get a free pass for being evil. You guys pretend to believe in the law when that's what suits you. You pretend to believe in chivalry when that's what suits you. You pretend to believe in the Bible when that's what suits you. But when it doesn't suit you, you'll pick one of the others, won't you? It doesn't look like there's anything going on. He doesn't appear to be in the area or trying to harm anybody or screaming or shouting. Hopefully, it's been de-escalated enough. I really should head on because you never know when Molly's gonna pull some crazy shit. But then again, I got internet access here, so if Molly tries pulling some crazy shit, I can somewhat record it, but it keeps disconnecting. Alright, so obviously we're having connection issues here. I do want to make sure this young lady is safe. I want to make sure the gentleman that she was arguing with is safe. It could go either way. With a domestic violence relationship, a man usually does his own dirty work. Women often start the physical altercations. Most of the time, actually. But then you can't do anything, and she knows it. And that's why a man has to hold it in, has to bottle it up. A woman is allowed to unleash. And then, if he defends himself, then he's got to deal with Johnny Law and their bias. Just like the rest of yours. Some woman tells you a sob story, you want to believe it. Well, not all sob stories are true. Sometimes it's some twisted woman trying to manipulate shit because that's what she was taught is okay. She was taught that she won't be held accountable. And you all know that you can take this shit out on a disabled person. Every one of you. So we got to deal with a lot of predators. A lot of times a woman, after a situation like that, not only is the guy slapped with a protection order when he's fucking trying to defend himself from fucking violence, there's also the fact that she may call her brothers or an ex-boyfriend who just won't leave her alone. You know, the ex-boyfriend that she's always busted talking with, and you're like, why the fuck are you still talking to him? Why the fuck you still talking to him, huh? You fucking cheating on me, you dumb cunt? Yeah, it's a fucking domestic dispute. It gets dirty, it gets filthy, it gets nasty. And sometimes people end up dead. A man is far less likely to... Well, that was weird. They turned on their lights and then got out of the vehicle. But for a woman, she's got a lot more options than a man. A lot more. She also has the fact that we're supposed to assume with a woman, aren't we? That's our bias. We're supposed to assume that the woman's the victim. We're supposed to be on her side to the detriment of everything else. She's got the breasts, she has to be the victim. She's got a vagina. There is no way that she could possibly be predatory because she has a vagina. That's what our bias here in the United States is. That's what we teach our children. We also teach them that he hits her because he likes her. That teaches him that he can get away with hitting people. That teaches her that abuse is accepted in positive attention. You have taught both him and her that there will be no consequences for physical abuse. And you know damn well the roles are reversed on the playground too. Girls do literally the exact same thing to boys. And then there's socially acceptable rites of passage for girls. And that one little girl, she gets that trick that she learned about kicking boys in the nuts, right? Usually around fourth or fifth. Some places it's third grade. That's scary. It depends on how violent and stupid people are in that area. So, of course, then you got all the girls over there. They're giggling and they're pointing in your direction. You should know something's up. When they call you over, it's not because they like you. I remember watching more than one boy getting called over like that and getting kicked in the nuts. And they all giggle and think it's funny while he's holding himself. And it's okay. Those girls always get away with it. They don't go to the principal's office. They don't get in trouble. The boy just has to take it. The recess bell rings and he's got to go back in class with his nuts hurting. But it's okay. That's what we've taught them. We have taught girls that it is okay to abuse men. We have taught men, starting when they are little boys, that they can't go to the cops. It's unmanly. You guys tell me it's okay for me to cry, but you also don't understand how much abuse I take for crying. Not just verbal, not just harassment and bullying, and not just on the internet. See, with all these folks who want to be assholes to me, these officers, they want to try to play some narrative out to be something that it's not. I asked one officer a very simple question. I asked him to verify something he could see with his own two eyes. And he turned it into a fucking argument and went out of his way to be a fucking cunt rag. I called him about something else, but there was an issue happening right there at that moment. I just wanted him to verify it. He wants to tell me it's my fault. My fault. The people are harassing me on the internet. He already says, he lets me know that he already knows who I am and that I record on YouTube. Says if I do it, all the time? Yeah, if I record all the time, I record all of these situations. If there's some guy fucked up at the First Christian Church, and he's accusing some other dude of being a pedophile and having a walk-in closet with a whole studio for doing bad stuff to kids, and this guy who's tripping says he just saw it. Like, just saw it. And he's saying this to a guy who's homeless. Yeah, I pulled out my camera and I made sure that everybody there knew. Yeah, it's pretty obvious. I'm pointing a fucking camera at you. Even tripping, that was enough for that guy to de-escalate a bit. Anyway, it looks like the crisis is averted. That lady's sitting over there on her phone doing who knows what. As far as the KKK presence here goes, anybody could be a part of the KKK. You never know who's friendly and who ain't. Some of these folks that are KKK members might be nice to me because of the tone of my skin. Or because of the tone of my voice. Or because I got a beard. I look kind of hillbilly-ish. I got no teeth, so I kind of got a little more southern twang than I should. I also got a cowboy hat back there. I'm going to put that on. I'm going to go in Sunday dressed in my nice duds. I can make myself pretty and presentable. It takes time. When you got survival to worry about, holy shit, no, I'm not going to spend 30 minutes wiping off a tiny fucking scuff on a perfectly white shoe. No, I'm going to go fucking try to get something to eat. I'm going to try to take care of my basic fucking necessities. All these folks saying take care of yourself first. I am the best I fucking can. I'm not able to take care of myself. And you get to hear time and again how these assholes want to pretend that because, what? Because I'm living in a fucking vehicle that's fucking busted down, I must be able to take care of myself? Are you fucking kidding? That officer didn't fucking want to hear it. Any excuse that he could fucking make without hearing a goddamn word I'm saying. He just wanted to fucking bully somebody, and he knew he could get away with it. He knew I couldn't take care of myself. He knew it when he fucking showed up. Now there's all these wannabe Christians that are creating all this crap coming at me sideways. Friends? Fuck, not one goddamn person I know gives a holy fucking shit what people do to me. They have shown that for 6 fucking years. It's not a matter of right and wrong. It's a matter of who cares. People who want to be predatory towards me, they sure as fuck care. These people are being predatory towards me over fucking lies. Not one friend helped me to show that. Thank goodness for Mandy Singer. And I hate to think the hell she's going through right now because she tried to help me. She also tried to jump through all their hoops and it ended up fucking her. They knew exactly what they were doing when they fucked her out of her housing. They told her she could move from the place that she's at now where people keep fucking being assholes to her because she used to be homeless. People with dogs that fucking yap all fucking day want to complain that when they walk by her door, sometimes her dog barks. Well, your dog is barking too. So they were going to put her in a place on the same property that's got, the door has access to the outside. You don't have to go through a tiny ass corridor. She thought it was weird that her dog likes me because for the most part her dog doesn't like people, especially men. Well, yeah, her dog likes me. Most people's dogs like me. I communicate with animals better than I can communicate with people. Body language. They understand body language. They understand tone. I got a built-in bullshit detector. A lot of times people bullshit me, and I know they're bullshitting me, but I got to go along with it, because if I don't go along with it, then I have people throwing it in my face that it's none of their fucking business, but they want to get on and be assholes anyway. They want to chime their 2 cents in anyway, don't they? They want to get on and say, oh, well, you didn't try. If you don't go in with me, you pretend I didn't try as well. No, when I go in alone, I get abused. Between the KKK and the police, you need to be a lot more afraid of the police. There's a lot more KKK members than there is police. But police are more likely to fucking murder you. Those statistics are very real, and they're nationwide. The people they are most likely to murder, the homeless, those called mentally ill.
That's one of the few lists that foster children are not at the very top of. Police are not very likely to shoot a child, but they do shoot children, don't they? Black children and deaf children, those are the ones you pay attention to, aren't they? But when it's an adult with those issues, if they shoot a kid with those issues, you guys are all sorts up in arms. They murder an adult with those issues, you look the other way, especially if they're homeless. Yeah, we have to be afraid of the KKK, but we need to be more afraid of law enforcement. We need to be more afraid of money grubbers and money mongers. They don't care about right from wrong. They know that all they have to do is, well, deprive you of your resources, separate you from your loved ones, from your help. They knew exactly what they were doing when they decided to target me. I know the majority of the American public are cowards. That's why I record them. Don't come to me with your fucking secrets. I won't keep them. If you're gonna tell me your fucking story, do it with reason. Do it with intent. If you're telling me your story just to fucking vent, you're wasting your breath, you're wasting your time. You're talking to somebody who drove 1,700 miles so that a friend wouldn't blow her fucking head off, or drive off a bridge, or overdose on heroin. You're talking about a guy who rescued Jerry Sparks not once, not twice, but 7 different times. I helped her move out of situations that she claimed were violent, or she was afraid for her children. 3 of those times, I helped her move out, and she took all that stuff and moved right back in with somebody who was supposedly violent that I had helped her move out of their house before. Jamie Curtis, I helped her move at least 3 times, maybe 4. One of those over abuse. That's a nice GMC. Anyway, that lady's walked off now, so no more reason for me to stick around. If they have an altercation later on somewhere else, well, I'm not going to go following them around making sure they don't fuck shit up. But if they're in my immediate vicinity, hell yes, I'm going to record it. That shit shuts me down. It doesn't have to be directed at me. If that shit happens around me, it gives me a shit ton of anxiety, and it takes me about 24 hours to fucking wind down from it. That's 24 hours, and this is because I'm in a state of crisis, and have been for almost 7 years. It shuts me down. And without a safe environment, I stay shut down. Shannon Alvarado, if she could spend 24 hours without fucking screaming and shouting all drunk like an idiot, it'd be alright. She did stay sober for almost a week while I was there. It about killed her. She was a fucking wreck. Wanted to know how to pass a whiz quiz if you drink. She was worried about social services for kids if she drank. I mean, she was so hung up on that. I mean, she probably asked me a dozen times. And I kept telling her the same thing. Drink plenty of fucking water and don't drink anymore. Don't drink. If you don't drink, they're not going to find it in your system. But she was wanting to know if I knew some magic trick. Like, that's pretty fucking hardcore right there. You know the Health and Human Services is going to show up any day. And if you're drunk, they might take your kids, and you're trying to find a way to be drunk and still pass. No! No! It doesn't work that way. That'd be like, oh man, is there a way that I could get all coked out of my fucking gourd and then go talk to my probation officer? How about, no, don't fucking do it. That common fucking sense. But people who are drunk, especially lushes, because their entire life revolves around the drink, taking a drink makes them mentally flip a switch. They start acting different immediately upon the flavor touching their fucking tongue. The alcohol hasn't even had time to set in and take effect. And they're already acting different. That's Shannon Alvarado. But while she's acting differently, she's also imbibing heavily. I mean, that's the biggest bottle of wine I have ever seen, and she goes through one of those nightly. These are the people I had to go to for help. That's just ludicrous. But she offered. A lot of people offered things not expecting me to actually take them up on it. Well, being as I was cut off from nearly everybody that I know because of web wingnuts getting onto my fucking Facebook and calling everything spam. And on a telephone, you don't get to argue the point. So you're just on a 30-day ban. There are 6 different times where I was stuck on a 30-day Facebook jailing because of something that I won. I won the appeal. But Facebook was fucking broken. And then, of course, there's these people who want to take stuff off my Facebook and go to the cops and say, hey, look at this little piece. It means that Sean's a horrible person. Go arrest him. But if I try to show stuff from Facebook, they say, did you turn it into Facebook? If I turn it into Facebook, they take it down and it removes the evidence, stupid. I took screenshots, and yes, I turned it into Facebook. But I need legal action. If you can take legal action against me for replying to them in kind, then you can take legal action against them for doing it to me repeatedly over and over. How is it a civil matter if they do it to me over and over and over and over and over again, but it's a criminal matter if I do it back? How is it a civil matter for them to do something to me over and over and over? Many people to do it over and over and over. But if they pretend that I might, there are criminal charges against me. I try to show evidence. There's always an excuse why they can't look. I am showing you these comparisons between myself and my predators for a reason. They got special treatment, or I was denied the law. Because the law was 180 degrees from the treatment that they got. Did they get run around in circles over and over? Did they get told they have to do it all themselves? No, they had plenty of help. You literally gave my predators tens of thousands of dollars. That includes Candace Bondurant and Cara Rogers. And then people want to pretend like I'm a horrible person because people gave me thousands of dollars. No, they didn't. They gave Ted Bollinger thousands of dollars. Within days of Natalie being killed, there were people who tried to donate when it would make a difference, when it would actually help. But instead of people helping me to make a GoFundMe, which for help with since before Natalie died, instead of helping me to do that, Candace Bondurant made one for me. Carl Rogers made one for me. And because of fucked up head games they both were playing, they cut me off from an entire group of people who were trying to help because Candace Bondurant wanted to pretend because I'm cursing at her for fucked up shit that she chose to do. She chose to victimize me. She chose to neglect her duty as a mandated reporter. Why? Because she was afraid of the fucking cops. Because she was threatened, harassed, and fucking intimidated. Leslie Snell makes up some imaginary person and claims that she only heard one little part of the video, that she didn't hear any of the rest of it. If I say, Tom told me that he's going to kill Leslie Snell, and then Leslie Snell tries to pretend that that means I'm going to kill her, and I explain to the judge, hey, that's not what's going on here. She is intentionally and knowingly taking it out of context. And then the judge changes the words and says, you said I'm going to kill you, Leslie. No, judge, that's not what I fucking said. Now, this is why it's illegal to record a court date. Guess what I did? I recorded the court date and I posted it on the internet. Fuck you, Leslie. Fuck you, Judge Brandon Rowland. Fuck you, Chappell KKK, and fuck Tillamook KKK too. Come and get me, I'll play with you. See, here's the thing about standing up to the KKK. I still stand up to worse. The KKK are a bunch of pussycats compared to law enforcement nationwide. The KKK does not have the power. They don't have the immunity. But police officers who are in the KKK, you have to fear. Police officers with BLM, you have to fear. Police officers with the Aryan Brotherhood, you have to fear. There are many evils we have to fear. But what we have to fear most is the indifference of good men. Good. Thanks for coming to visit. Stay out of trouble or don't get caught. Remember, you are your brother's keeper, and no victim left behind. Stay ever vigilant.